If you look at the map of the world, New Zealand isn't just far away from everything. It is, in aviation terms, at the absolute end of the line. For an airline based here, geography isn't just a factor, it's the entire business model. This is the story of Air New Zealand, how it bridges the tyranny of distance and the aircraft it uses to do it, and why survival at the bottom of the world requires making friends in high places. Before we can get to anything cool, at least, we have to look at the past of Air New Zealand. Air New Zealand used to be called Tasmanian Empire Airways Limited, or TEAL. It was a British, Australian, and New Zealand funded airline, which used a S-30 flying boat, and yes, it's just a boat with wings. And it took people off of the waters of Auckland to Sydney Harbor in half an hour or later. Sorry for that. But basically, this was the only way you can make it. Then after a while, in 1950, Teal became transitioning from flying boats to land-based aircraft like the Douglas DC-9, and in 1961, the New Zealand government bought out Australian shares to take full control. In 1965, Teal was officially rebranded as Air New Zealand. Now, to understand how Air New Zealand does anything for the financial sense of their business model, we have to understand why they choose different planes for their fleet in 2026. Planes such as the ATR 72-600 are some of New Zealand's island hoppers because of New Zealand's islands. They are good for hopping islands because they are short range turboprops, which are incredibly cost effective and run on short cycles that handle the short, occasionally turbulent runways on New Zealand airports. The Airbus A320neo and the Airbus A321neo are two planes that Air New Zealand uses for their short-haul and domestic network of plane routes, serving high-density domestic trunk routes like Auckland to Wellington and short-haul jumps across the Tasmanian Sea and to Austria or up to the Pacific Islands. Now we have the two biggest planes inside of Air New Zealand's planes. We have the 787-9 Dreamliner and the 7777. The 787-9 Dreamliner has 400 seats and is gonna make economics and excellent range for the required to make ultra long haul routes viable. The 7777 300ER are the heavy lifters, which handle the highest demand routes, offering massive passenger capacity and crucially significant belly cargo space for New Zealand's high value agricultural exports. Air New Zealand operates a classic hub and spoke model, with Auckland acting as a mega hub. If you're flying into or out of New Zealand, statistically you are funneling through Auckland. However, in 2026, the airline has significantly bolstered Christchurch as a secondary long-haul hub for the South Island, which launches direct routes to Singapore, Tokyo, and Perth. Some of the flights that they operate are Auckland to New York, a 18-hour and 5-minute flight. Auckland to Houston, 14 hours. Auckland to Vancouver, 13 hours. And they have their medium haul bread and butter, which remains the Trans-Tasmanian routes, Australia, Sydney, Melbourne, Bastion, and heavily putting into the new Western Sydney Airport in late 2026. In Asia, they also focus on high-yield business and tourist hubs. Singapore, Hong Kong, Taipei, Tokyo, and Shanghai.